Dang. Popping. Brothers and sisters, I think we're back at it. I'm gonna pull up the screen over the screen that I'm talking with right now, and we're just gonna get active. And I'll get to my phone when I can. Just pull this little screen up here when I can get around to it. But first, we're just gonna break into this real slow, nice and slow. We you know, first we're gonna just talk about some things that have been on my mind. Rick is gonna get his due diligence. Just chill. Be patient with me. You know what I'm saying? Be patient. Now, this brother right here, Robert Johnson, right? He's a billionaire. He's from Mississippi. Child 9 of 10. I forget exactly what his real business is. I'm not going to get too carried away and all of that. But I just wanted y'all to understand the effectiveness of you saying something for such a long time. See, no one had the number to reparations. He doesn't even have the actual number to reparations. The thing is that he's been listening to others who've been listening to me, so he has an idea of what it should sound like. And so he says it should be, 12 to 13 trillion, something like that, right? And it's obviously that's nonsense, but we're not worried about that, okay? We're worried about what's real. You get what I'm saying? So he says that black people need reparations, all people of all different strata. Who's been saying this the longest, though? That you have to reparate the rich people, too. But they don't get what they think. You're not going to get more than a poor person. Right on? They're not going to come out on top of you, but you're not going to get more than them either. That's just the way that it goes. So, like I told y'all, I'm worth a trillion. I need a trillion. I really don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about it. Now, we're going to get to Rick. We got a lot to talk about today. Got a lot to talk about today. There we go. Putin. Listen, do y'all remember when I said that the British were fucking with fire? Do y'all remember does anybody remember when your boy said that they was playing with fire, right? Listen, Vlad Putin took it upon himself to come back and correct your boy and say, hey, look, dog, nah. He let me know, like, bruh, they don't want the business. Let's read the article, okay? And I'm telling y'all, listen, the call to arms, when I make the call to arms to come get my people, if they really about the business, don't worry. Rick gonna come through for your boy, just not today. And I ain't gonna flex, because Rick know I ain't lying. Let me go ahead and just read something to y'all. And as y'all can see what the article says, Putin says Russia could have sank UK warship without starting World War III. Now, there's something that I'm going to expose later about this that I believe is the truth. A handout photo made available by the British Embassy in Georgia shows British destroyer HMS Defender arriving at Batumi Seaport in Georgia, 26 June 2021. The Russian Ministry of Defense announced 23 June 2021, that Russian bombers had dropped the 4 bombs in front of the British destroyer as warning shots when it allegedly crossed into Russian waters in the Black Sea. Now, I'm going to go ahead and break something down. People don't want to hear nothing. Georgia, George, all those type of names, those Turkish type names, right on? Word? Anyway, let's just keep it pushing. But who do you think benefited the most off of the stuff? And why do you think that states like Georgia were some of the first states to be like, no slavery in the South? Very exceptional. But let's go ahead and just keep it pushing. President Vladimir Putin said on Wednesday, 30 June, that Russia could have sank a British warship that it accused of illegally entering its territorial waters without starting World War III, and accused Washington of a role in the provocation. Tensions between Moscow and London soared last week after Russia challenged the right of HMS Defender to transit waters near Russian-annexed Crimea, something Britain said it had every right to do. The UK said their ship was sailing in international waters, while Russia claimed it was in the Russian territorial waters of the Crimea Peninsula. The West doesn't recognize the annexation of Crimea by Russia. Stop right there. Do y'all hear the problem? The West, not the East, the West doesn't recognize the annexation of Crimea by Russia. Stop right there. Come on, listen. Could y'all imagine somebody telling America that, I don't know, Puerto Rico is not their territory, even though nobody in America actually lives close enough to Puerto Rico unless you live in Florida, right on? You know, and you live by Cuba and shit like that. You're not getting to those places with that. Dog, you need a plane or a real fucking boat. Anyway, man, you just keep reading. Excuse my language. It's this nonsense that people's minds really are so discombobulated that they don't understand it, though. Putin's comments add menace to earlier Russian warnings that Moscow would bomb British naval vessels in the Black Sea in the event of further provocative actions by British Navy near heavily fortified Crimea. Give me one moment. This plane passed by. The disrespect. Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, and Britain. And most of the world recognized the Black Sea Peninsula as part of Ukraine, not Russia. Who's most of the world? Is this the West again? Let's just go ahead and keep it going. In an account of last week's incident, which London said it did not recognize, Russia said it had fired warning shots and dropped bombs. Give me one moment. My battery's going low. Boop. And dropped bombs in the path of a British warship, which had, and perhaps of the British warship, which was en route from Ukraine to Georgia. Putin, speaking during his annual question and answer session with voters, signaled his anger over what he called a provocation designed to reveal how Russian forces in Crimea reacted to such intrusions. When asked if the world had stood on the precipice of World War III, the standoff, Putin said, "Of course not." Listen, y'all. Listen to how Putin silently banged on your boy, but just to let it be known. And I need y'all to understand this. I said what I said on June 29th. This was reported the day after. Stop it. Anyway, come on, let's just keep. I need y'all to understand the timing of everything. You know, and I'll pull it up on the page somewhere, and I'll show y'all, my stuff, like what it says, what it says. Like I said, I don't get a whole bunch of views, but folks who are viewing the page, I know it's hard to believe some of them are real heavy hitters. And bro, Putin came here. Big Putin said, "No, young homie, I could have sank these motherfuckers and they wouldn't have did shit about it." Let's read it. In quotes. Hold on, let the plane come over by. Like I said, the disrespect. The plane is so loud, the jet is so loud that it's making cars go off. Ridiculous. Now, as I was just saying before I was rudely interrupted, they better chill the fuck out with all that. I know it's the 4th of July, but damn. Nigga, I'm doing something. I'm working here, nigga. Fuck. Like I was saying, even if we had sunk the ship, it is hard to imagine that the world would have been on verge of World War III, because those doing it, the provocation, know that they could not emerge as victors from such a war. Come on. This must be the Blue Falcons. Man, they start this shit right now, man. Come on, man. Listen, y'all. Listen. They just started doing this. Just now. Oh my goodness, man. Anyway, let me just power through it. Putin accused the United States and Britain of planning the episode together, saying a U.S. spy plane had taken off from Greece earlier on the same day to watch how Russia would respond to the British warship. Listen, what Putin is saying is totally well within the bounds. Word? Listen, man. Once again, cuz these cats are flying in the air right now. If somebody were to come here and do something that they're not supposed to do, they'd shoot their ass down. You think I'm fucking playing? The same jets you hear in the background. If somebody invaded American airspace right now, they'd fuck them up. Listen, you get one warning, player. You feel me? Cut me in or cut it out, nigga. You feel me? Or you gonna get cut off. Please. Man, it's not a joke. Well, let's just keep reading. It was obvious that the destroyer entered the waters near Crimea, pursuing, first of all, military goals, trying to use a spy plane to see how our forces would stop such provocations, to see what is activated and how things work, and where everything is located. Right, so they're on a spy mission, and Putin's like, cuz, listen, they're playing games. Putin said Russia had realized what the aim of the exercise was and had responded in a way that would only give the other side the information Moscow deemed necessary. Putin said that he saw a political element in the incident, which took place shortly after he had met U.S. President Joe Biden in Geneva. The meeting in Geneva had just happened, so why was this provocation needed? What was its goal? To underscore that those people, the Americans and British, do not respect Crimea's choice to join the Russian Federation, he said. Right, but we're supposed to respect Ukraine. Listen, y'all. People are supposed to respect that that's Ukraine's water, but he's saying, like, look, cuz, why not the other group? Word? Why not the other group? Man, I need y'all to understand, these guys are going like Mach 6 in the air, right? At least Mach 5. It's so loud. You know what I'm saying? It's super duper loud. It's like, I don't understand why they're doing that. I get that it's the Blue Falcons and shit, but dude. Once again, man, word, nonsense. And I'm telling y'all, before I started doing this, they were not doing that. I saw my mama. Y'all can say, well, you just planned it at a bad time, Meech. Man, this shit is hella weird. Or they're trying to mess up what I'm trying to say here, man. But playing games. What I said was that, in my last video, was that Britain is playing with fire. And they fuck around and jump some shit off. And Putin is saying, no, bro, I'll put their ass down. And wouldn't nobody do nothing about it. The Russian leader accused London and Washington of a lack of gratitude, saying he had earlier this year given the order for Russian forces to pull back from near Ukraine's border after the buildup had generated concern in the West. We did this, said Putin, but instead of reacting positively to this and saying, okay, we've understood your response to our grumbling, instead of that, what did they do? They barged across our borders. Listen, man. Okay. Listen, man. Ain't nobody gonna tell me, man, that this stuff, listen. The Blue Falcons, I ain't heard these dudes do that in like 2 or 3 years. It's been a minute, man. Listen, man. Well, don't worry, though. We're gonna talk about everything. Word. Boom. Let's pull it up. Come on, the sun. Okay, bang, bang, bang. We're not gonna watch no. Let's see. Will the video play without being stupid? Come on. All right. Video's almost halfway done. One moment. Just let it play. Just watch it. As y'all can see, right on, they're just trying to give people the understanding of their different air capabilities, right?
КП ПО ходовому. По целям воздушным доложить.
Одна воздушная цель, вертолет по Керингу. Регион 7, дистанция 60.
Есть. Сигнальщик по Берингу 97, цель воздушная, цель классифицировать цель.
Don't nobody else do this for y'all, man. I'm showing y'all the game, dude. I'm a real analyst, a real correspondent. Okay, I really come with the stuff you can see.
Учебная тревога, корабль к бою.
We don't need no subtitles. No matter what he's talking about. I don't need to tell it. This is all naval drills. This is all naval training. They're training for some sort of exercise, but y'all learning something right now? I mean, I don't got it way down here. Y'all can, always watch it yourself. y'all see what this website is. My bad, I haven't been copying and putting the links in there. My bad, I'm tripping. It's a little different when you do it with the OBS and just stream it regular. It's almost over. Bam. So boom. So Russia's conducting war games, right? This is all
Extra large panoramic moonroof
it's got
on the Subaru
it's got
Forester.
them rattled, y'all. There's a lot of shit that's got them rattled. You know what I'm saying? It's got them totally spooked. Mike Woodard, Corey Tyler, what's poppin'? I think it's an Air Force base, bro, and what's the word I'm looking for? Some sort of naval port. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of little things, man. Let me go ahead and just show you. I'm here, but I just got the stuff up real quick so we can knock these articles out, and then I can get back to y'all. But man, it's crazy, y'all. I just need y'all to see this type of stuff. Like right now, these cats are trying to figure out how they do it all. They're trying to figure out what they're doing, and it's important that we kind of get the idea and we kind of get the concept of what's really going on, because it don't seem like it's a whole lot, but it's a whole lot. This is just little stuff I was looking into. The little white boy in Michigan died from a second COVID shot. I'm not fucking with this shit. I'm not getting no vaccination. I'm not fucking with it. Once again, I just can't. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine. You feel me? He went to sleep and never waking up. That's too much for me. 13 years old. Nah, cause that shit's whack. So, of course, now let me just talk about Rick for a second. Now, let me go ahead and show my face and we just pop my gums about Rick for half a second. Now, the whole thing with Rick is this, is that it's not like what people think it is, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of little things that are going on with the situation that could be better or could be worse. But I just needed y'all to see, brother, because, you was asking me to do like a little second part of follow-up to it. And this is the follow-up, family. Word, this is the follow-up of, not only did we wait to do a follow-up of Black Putin pretty much responded. Come on, think about what I'm saying. Black Putin responded to your boy. He said, no, bro, I could have sank those niggas and got them out of here. Let me tell you what I really believe. I believe in international waters, Russian ships, Chinese ships, American ships, pretty much anyone who travels international waters, I think that they get sank more often than people think. And the U.S. military never says anything about it. With people or no people on them, right? On just regular cargo, I think it happens more often than people say. And I think he's just kind of indicating that, like, we've sunk cargo ships before. Right on? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we got them out. One moment. These dudes, man, they need to step. Look, bro, leave that shit over at the Air Force Base. Don't fucking fly all the fuck way over here with that. That's whack, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking right now, bro. You feel me? They ain't doing nothing but flying planes. And these aren't even the best pilots. Little do people know. Word, the Blue Angels aren't even the best pilots. They're just the people that they can get to do the trick stuff because they don't want to show that. Just like how Russia was saying, like, we only want to show them so much. Your enemies could easily be at these shows, seeing like all your flying formations, seeing your skills. You don't want them to know exactly how great you actually are, so you're only going to show them so much. But this is why I have to preach to y'all the things that I preach to you, because it's actually weird. Let me try to get a couple of these articles up for y'all too, or because that's appropriate. Where was I just at? Man. And you're active today. You're active. Whatever. Copy. This is the one y'all really need to see. Okay. No, the echo is because YouTube is playing with it. Word. because I'm over here delivering justice, brother. Can you dig it? I'm out here doling up justice, so they got to shut it down. They got to try to hurt the stream however they can hurt the stream. There's nothing they can do to stop the truth. Only thing they can do is kill me, bro. That's it. That's it. That's the only other option is to get me all the way up out of here. But unless they're gonna drop a bomb from a plane, it's a little bit harder than they think it is, and they know that. So on paper, anything sounds good. Let me go ahead and say that again. On paper, any and everything sounds good, just about. But when you start practicing certain stuff out, it's not as simple as you thought it would be. So the point is this, you know, I don't know if it, once again, I'll try to turn down a little bit of stuff over here, but outside of that, there's nothing I can really do about it, If there wasn't an echo family, there would be them freezing the spring. You know what I'm saying? They would be doing something else that they ain't got no business doing. So, you know. But as I was saying though, family, what's going on right now is that I can't prove it, but I almost feel like Vlad Putin really responded to what I said. Because the things that I said, right on, were, I mean, I pretty much said, like, yo, the British, you feel me? The British are trying to pop off World War III by going out there fucking around. And Putin said, no, bro, I'll bomb those niggas the fuck up out of here, cuz, and they won't do shit about it. And I'm like, okay, I stand corrected. Word? Then you got the Chinese and the Russians, they're saying, plotting and planning and trying to execute a plan that'll, a scheme that will free up the Hawaiians from the British crown. Now, in my next White Heaven Apex Predator, I may have to espouse a little bit more on the situation with King Kamehameha and just really break down the fact that he was given cannons and rifles to go fight people who were fighting with modern weapons at the time. And he's using straight up witchcraft to overcome them. And to this day, Hawaii's never been, whatever you think the islands are, they were never united like that before. He forced them together, and then the white folks took everything. Right on? And then, I forget the last, actual queen's name. It was a queen, was the last true lineage of royalty in Hawaii. And I forget her name, but they pretty much put a coup on her. You know what I'm saying? They pulled the coup. And they got her up out of there. So when I just think about these situations, and I just understand what really took place. I know what took place. I know what happened. More so than I act like I don't. And so it's hurtful to see, that there's such a disconnect from the information to the people. You get what I'm saying? Like, on some level, it should be the responsibility of local governments and other governments to tell people, like, hey, look, because these individuals choose to conduct themselves in this mannerism, we're all at threat, or we're all liable to be put in a situation that we were never in before, i.e. Kamehameha doing business with the Gentiles that they had never done business with before, and bringing death and destruction to the islands. Let me show y'all something. This is a pineapple, right? Cost me $3.99. One moment. What is it? North America. Right on? This is grown in North America. Did you guys know that maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, they had passed a law in Hawaii that made it virtually illegal for places that had been known for producing pineapples to produce pineapples. Since then, their economy has never been the same. Did y'all know that? And for the record, a pineapple is not a fruit, it's a vegetable. It's an herb. It grows out of the ground. So that's what makes it an herb. Yes, it's an herb. It's not a fruit. It's an herb. Like a strawberry is an herb. Like watermelon is an herb. Like grapes are a version of herbs. Hmm. Anything that grows out of the ground directly and not does not actually grow off of a tree is an herb. So that means that walnuts are fruits. Pecans are fruits. Right. Hard to believe, I know. But it is what it is. You see, this is just me trying to just break it to y'all. So they've made it illegal in a place. Well, I understand. If Kamehameha never did what he did, they could never do that. You understand? Word? Now let me go ahead and break even something more further down to y'all. If the world was a circle, do I have anything that's a circle? That's like a ball right here. If the world was one of these things, right? This is what they want you to believe that you live on. I need y'all to understand this. Now, if they said the world was like this compared to this, I could believe it. Right on? Here's why. You can build things on this surface. What are you going to build on this surface that can stay here, actually? Right? And then you're saying that the earth turns and does all this other stuff, but it never seems like that. Right? They say that the earth spins, but what if the earth doesn't spin? If you wanted to tell me that the earth was circular, even though this circle doesn't have ends on it, unless you draw a square on it. Right. So that, see what I'm saying? But let's just use these two objects so that way people get my point. This is way easier to build on than this. They want you to believe that you live on one of these things. They want you to really believe that. They want you to believe that this has an atmosphere that makes it to where, but it's still a bubble. That doesn't even make sense. It makes zero fucking sense. Word? Can you dig it? Then they want you to believe that the earth has a core, a mantle core, but people dig into the earth all the time. Now, there's an article I'm gonna pull up right after I throw my phone on the charger real quick that Roger Spice sent to me that I'm gonna try to put into this little area over here because I believe it's important. And I had seen it. I don't know if I sent it to him or he sent it to me, but I'm seeing it again now. I'm like, yep, I remember that. Dang. And it's about a hole that's over there. I forget what country. Give me one moment. 1 second. Copy. Yeah. And let me try to pull the video up. Give me one moment. Where are we at? Hmm. One second. Yeah, every once in a while, it wants to do the most. Hold on. But I got something for that. So I don't be worried about it. Remove. Add again. Window capture. Okay. And thank you. Let's do it. Let's do it just like that. Pull this right over me. Bang. Play. That's it. And we are done. Let's go ahead and pull this back down just not too far this time. So I can still grab that. There we go. Yeah. Anyhow, y'all. There's a whole lot going on. There's way more going on than people think there is. I say Rick has vindicated me. I'm vindicated on levels that cats can't even understand. You know what I mean? If they could really, my unclean lips and all, if they could fuck with me, they would. But they need me more than they hate me. Y'all just don't understand. They need me more than they hate me. Okay? They need me for titles to their videos. They need me for real life information. They need me for wisdom. They need me for encouragement. Okay? They need to be able to look at my life and say, well, at least I have this so much whatever better than him. They look to be like, they want to be so much like their boy as far as these cats who think they're telling the people the truth. There's brothers and sisters who are themselves comfortable being them. All they want to do is be the best version of themselves. But there's people who are not happy with who they are. And so they would rather be you than be themselves. I would rather be me than be anyone. Right on? If I could be somebody, if I could experience someone's life, it'd probably be King David. That's the only person I can think of whose life, maybe Moses. Between the two, I have to. More Moses than King David, but that's a tall order to ask for. King David's would not be as nearly trying. It would not be nearly as vexing to the spirit. But I wouldn't learn as much either. I wouldn't be as wise. Moses was special, really special character, very, very, very unique individual that people sometimes will overlook and act as if he's not who he was. But Moses was that one, and until we get to the level where we appreciate what we're dealing with and what we're seeing, we're not gonna have anything. They just told you, you see that big ass hole there? Where it's a circular hole, and I want y'all to understand. They want y'all to believe that it's a round ass ball we live on and there's circles like that on it. It don't even make sense, man. It's stupid, man. It's stupid. You got a circle in a circle, huh? No. It's a square, rectangular, maybe with rounded edges, but still corners that are distinguishable. And that's the bottom line. I said the earth is level with dilapidation. Right on. It's like layered. But there's certain parts of it that are pushed in and beat down and all that stuff. Old and decrepit. Now we don't end up millions of years old on this planet. I don't believe that. They can't prove it. You know, like Brother Andre says, these fools can't even imagine 1,000 years. Like, it's just unfathomable. A million years is just unfathomable, bro, to the human mind. Right. To the man mind, to mankind. What person, right? The first people that lived in the Bible lived to be almost 1,000. Folks don't want to listen to this. They want you to believe the earth is millions of years old, billions of years old, but a person could have never lived to be almost 1,000. This is the kind of folks we're dealing with who really shouldn't be in charge of nothing because they don't have full, complete competency of their mental faculties. But that's neither here nor there, right? They don't have full cognitive reach. Check me. The fact that we're even having this conversation is telling you something about the earth that we live in. You know, and shout out to Bill Cosby. Let me go ahead and say something real quick. Brother Andre Wickham said something to me that I've been repeating for years and years and years about Bill Cosby when the stuff first happened. I never believed that it was what people were saying it was, and true vindication has been achieved. What I had wanted to say was that Brother Andre Wickham said, man, have they seen a young Bill Cosby? Like, he was suave, he was debonair, he was a handsome brother. So it's like, you know, why would he need to rape women? Like, what? It doesn't even make sense. And then when you start breaking down the situations, but the greater question is why is no one questioning how did all these chicks end up in these situations? He's the common denominator, but they're all different, but they're all doing the same thing. That's the question that people need to ask themselves. Word, like I said, Bill Cosby's guilty of being a dirty old man. That's about it. But he's not the only dirty old man on earth. Okay, that's the bottom line. And if they're not gonna go after the genealogy and the children of folks who are proven rapists, all of Thomas Jefferson's bloodline should be wiped the fuck out just for the fact that he was a known rapist, right? And anyone like him. See, but they don't want to talk like that. So they better calm the fuck down. See, once again, when true vindication and proper justice will be played out, there will be no, oh, I'm a grandchild of Thomas Jefferson. Nobody's gonna care. They're gonna kill your bitch ass anyway. Word? No one's gonna care that you're on YouTube, nigga, and you're internet famous. They're gonna get you the fuck up out of here anyway. That's the part that makes me laugh and smile. It brings me so much solace, so much peace in mind, okay, to know that even if I leave Earth before them, I'm going to actually, when I graduate and ascend in the soul and in the spirit, right on, and I get translated, word, they'll be down in Sheol getting their soul devoured by angry angels. Anyway, let me just go ahead and keep talking about Bill Cosby because he deserves a proper moment of, salutage. And Brother Wickham for just giving me the wherewithal and the mind of how to speak to the situation in which I spoke to it by saying what the brother said. And I told everybody that's what the brother said, was that, like he said, man, the guy was handsome, debonair, suave. Why would he? Okay, go get a picture of Harvey Weinstein when Harvey Weinstein was young and get a young Bill Cosby. And if you wanted to just do like who looks more like a rapist game, but just pull up the picture of I Spy. And the dude that used to act opposite of Bill Cosby looked like a rapist. Come on. Like, look like if you have to choose, like, which one of these people you think is really going to take the pussy? I'm going to pick this beady-eyed white dude because he look like he'll do it. He looks like a weasel. He looks like he's up to a weasel activity. So, look, man, I know people don't want to hear it. I'm here to tell the truth. Try to shame the devil if he can be shamed. Brothers and sisters, I'm not here to tell no lies. I'm not here to bullshit with nobody. I'm here to say what's up. So you can't tell me, once again, that I haven't been vindicated. If Bill Cosby was vindicated, and I was vindicated before he was. Okay, Rick had already vindicated me. They freed Bill Cosby. That just put a little icing on the cake. Word. And then after that, Russia was like, hey, check this out, though. We would have even started World War III, bruh. We would have dusted their monkey asses off. Stop it. Who wants to hear that? They don't want to be in a war that they can't win. Nigga, Putin says you can't beat us. They can't. They're too weak. Their economy is too weak. Like, once again, America's just strong enough to do critical damage to any one of these places and all these nations. So why not just wait for it to become weaker and weaker till it just actually can't fend itself off? Like they said, no bomb shall heal her. Speaking on Babylon. Right on? So all the witchcraft, all the sorcery, all the things that they're trying to do right now in the spirit of this monster that is America, that is Babylon, it cannot be healed. And it's trying to heal itself, but it is all those tactics, all those old tricks, all that sorcery, witchcraft, and enchanting has now come and met itself face to face. And not only can they match them on the level of enchantment, sorcery, witchcraft, but what they can do is that they're amplified because their cause, even though they may be unrighteous, is more righteous than the totally unrighteous cause of Babylon. Come on, hear me. See, they don't. I wish they could rock with me and listen to the words that I say. I'm not just speaking just to be talking. I don't need to hear myself. Okay, I'm going to go back and listen to the video again later because in my last one, YouTube froze the video for like 30 minutes, made the feed unseeable where you couldn't even see the screen and stuff. I'm too cold, y'all. I'm telling you. My man Boxing Ego said today, he said, I laughed when he said it. Word? Because it don't spite a nigga like me. He said, I ain't got no little channel. He said, why y'all messing with my stuff like that? But that's why though, bro, because you watching me. Word? Because you fuck with me. So that's why they fucking with your shit tough like that. Because if you deal with the truth, how long until you come in and you actually lay out the ultimate truth? You put into the ultimate truth. Thank you very much. It's the only logical thing. See, if somebody listens to what you're saying long enough, they eventually start to realize that, oh, this person, if they keep going this way, it's coming to a head. Where does it end? And if you call on for something or if you preach for something or you speak for something that is not what they desire, well, the consequence is going to be, now I'm not going to say dire, but it's going to be more serious than folks probably would have thought it would have been. So, brothers and sisters, before I get ready to roll out here in the next 10, 25 minutes, how long I feel like I felt like I just being bopped it, you know? I really did. I felt like I touched it up and I really didn't have to do a whole lot. It didn't get crazy, you know? It's not easy. Like they say, it's not easy being cheesy, right? You know, my man Chester Cheeto, word, he says it's not easy, right? But it is what it is. So, and this is where I'm at. I've got my vindication. I don't care what other people think, what they say, what they feel in their mind. I already know what it is. I know what it is. I've done my part, and I've done more than my part. And people are thinking like I'm living in a grandiose scheme in my mind that I believe something that's not true. No, that's not what it is. Facts. This is the facts. I said what I said on the 29th. Right on. And we'll just pull up the page real quick. Bang. Bang. Boom. Let's come on to act right. See, so I don't be caring about that stuff. I like to tell the truth. I like to say what's popping. Or I like to say what's popping. I love to say. I love catching it right when it's in that moment, and people it's undeniable. So even if people don't want to believe it, and people hate it later when they see it, the only thing they're gonna be able to say is, "Damn, that does look." I mean, that does look kind of like what he said is true. So I'm here now at the date at June 29th is what it said, but I'm going to show y'all stuff where y'all can see. And y'all can see it, June 29th, Rick and friend vindicating what I've said. Bam, let's pull that down again. So, at no point, and what happened with Putin came out, 1 second. Putin says Russia could have done whatever. Let me go ahead and show you the screen to that too. That's June 30th, 2021. Listen, y'all think I'm fucking bullshit. I'm gonna fuck with anything. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care. Because they're not doing the work. They don't put it in like I do. They don't research. They don't read. They don't do nothing. They depend on everybody else to give them the information, to give them the hard work that they actually do the due diligence for. I don't. Word? So when I give people what I have and they don't appreciate it, I really don't care because I can't wait to see the looks on their faces when they get slayed. I don't want to see them when they get slayed. I just want their asses to go right to Sheol and get their soul devoured. That's it. I mean that. I'm not, by no stretch of the imagination, by no sort of nothing fake, nothing like that. I mean that. Because you got a whole lot of people who really believe that like what they're doing is something righteous. They're not righteous. Right on? These cats, listen, these cats out here cannot tell you what is going on. They don't know what's going on. And once again, I'm not asking for nobody's nothing. That's the most important part about this. Everything that I said is in conjunction with vindication. If Bill Cosby wasn't vindicated, I don't know what he was. Thank you very much. See, before I really go, I just need cats to understand is that you don't have to like what justice looks like, okay? Partial justice or some form of it, okay? You don't have to like it because guess what? Real justice is real justice. It's not asking for your permission. It doesn't need your permission. Word? It doesn't need anything that you say to make it feel better. Um, you know, in 10 minutes, I'm out of here, max. I've vindicated a lot of things. I haven't vindicated anything. Other words have vindicated what I've been saying. Let's just go ahead and do this, though. Ooh. Bam, bam. Vindicate. To clear someone of blame or suspicion. Acquit, clear, absolve, exonerate, exculpate, discharge, liberate, free, deliver, redeem, let off. Justify, warn, substantiate, establish, demonstrate, ratify, authenticate, verify, confirm, corroborate, prove, defend, support, back, evidence, bear out, bear witness to, endorse, give credence to, extenuate. They're not fucking with me. That's just what it is. Okay? If they could do anything with me, y'all, they would do it. Alright? There's all those words right there. Right there. Those are all the words. Bringing it back down. It's over for that. Before I get done, is there anything that anybody wants to hear? Is there anything that anybody needs to hear me say before I roll out? And I know the video is going to be done before you even get to say yes, so you're probably going to have to put it in here. I'll watch it later and I'll touch it up later. Listen, y'all, I am not worried about what they say, what they do, or what they think. These niggas are not, they can't hold a candle to nothing I'm doing. I have to work a real job and I still find the time to informate myself, okay, to inform myself, to put myself in a position to give you all that it is that I have learned. These cats will never be on the level because their hearts are in the wrong place. Am I out here trying to make money off of black people, their suffering, or their success? Come on. Did you hear me? Am I trying to make money off of black people's suffering or success? No, I'm not. I'm here for a real reason. I'm here because the Most High God has asked me to do something for the people. Because it's a worthy cause. Put it on my heart and on my soul as a little boy. And if I am what I think I could be, then I could easily be. I don't think I'm a sheep, y'all. I'm not a sheep, I'm a ram. They want to break my horns as we speak because they know that what I'm doing is so honorable and so righteous that they never saw it coming. Nobody ever saw what I was doing coming. I end on this note. The show Sweet Candy. Sweet Tooth. Andre put me on game to the show, but I wanted to tell Dre that show copied the concept that's right out the Book of Enoch, which is that the Book of Enoch gives animals the identity of peoples, or peoples the identities of animals, so you don't understand which genus group it's actually talking about. And different genus groups have different animal traits. And the traits of the Most High God's chosen seed, chosen root, is that of the sheep. But some of their leaders, some of their greatest leaders, are not sheep, but they're rams, meaning that they are a genetic abomination or difference to the people, something hateful almost even. As abominable as I may be, don't worry. All the different little bloodlines coursing through this body, I promise, because I'm not so passive that I'll just let anyone do anything to my people. That, once again, if anyone needs to go for the cause, let it be me. Right on? Because I know I actually care about you. I know I actually love you. That's the difference. They don't, some of them don't even say it. I actually care about you. I actually love you. That's the difference. I really do. Brothers and sisters, it's so sweet to is copying a understanding from the book of Enoch, trying to depersonify the man that is truly still a man in a man's flesh, but not understanding that the spirit of the man, or how it is seen, if it was an animal, is an animal that is of this nature. Can you hear me? And sheep are not malicious animals. They can be stubborn, they can be hard-headed, but they're not malicious, and they're normally really easygoing. See, this is why they're able to be preyed upon, right? But a ram is a protector of the sheep. Word? Exactly. And a ram, if it mates with the sheep, it can make other sheep with the sheep. It can make other rams with the sheep. It just depends. But the point is that I'm making is this, is that it doesn't matter if I'm not a sheep and I'm just a ram. Right on? I still have so much love for y'all. It don't matter. I'm here to do the part that I'm here to do. These cats want to be listening. They want to be like me. I don't want to be like them. They want to be like me. You know, and the most righteous of us, like I said, we just want to be like ourselves. So I know that the most righteous of us who deal with me want to be like themselves. I emulate the Most High God to the best of what I think is my own personal ability. I'm not perfect. I fall short of the glory every day. But because I still seek to emulate what I can emulate, that's what makes me different. They don't seek to emulate anything that they can emulate. They can speak the words, and the words are empty because they don't actually mean it. I mean what I say, and I stand by what I say. If I tell you that a Gentile is not a person to me, not one Gentile, they're not a person. That's just what it is. You can be an honorary acceptee, but you're still not a person because I can't make you a person. Okay? A cat is a cat, and a dog is a dog, a man is a man, and a Gentile is a Gentile. Come on. Listen, I'm about to be up out of here. I just felt that it was important that I express these things to you, before I left and I retired for the day. Rick has totally vindicated all that I've been saying. You know what I'm saying? Totally, everything. You know, I have been vindicated, you know, and we're going to keep moving. My next project is The White Heaven, Apex Predator, where I talk about how a real apex predator uses what it's actually born with, and it doesn't try to manipulate anything from the environment. It uses its body is its own tool. It's whatever it has as a tool. So to have a gun and to go kill people, but you couldn't just kill them with your hands. The fact that you could call yourself Apex is backwards, but we're going to talk about all these things, and we're going to really explore why they feel that way about themselves. Right on? And we're going to talk about the apex predator versus the warrior of peace, and we'll see who comes out on top. Listen, y'all, I salute you. When y'all see the end of this, I pray that tomorrow is better than today, and that next week is better than last week. Go with God, and may all of you know that I do love you dearly, and I want the best for you. May the Most High God continue to vindicate us in our claim and our cause, that each and every one of us are owed $1 trillion, and that the world must be bankrupted and made desolate for the child of man.